Oh, wow, look at that. They just went straight for my wrist. Oh, it is go time.
We recognize the scream of their attacking buzz. We squirm at the thought of their blood-sucking bite. There are more than 3,000 mosquito species worldwide, and every year, more than 1 million people die from mosquito-borne disease. What are the odds you will be next?
Oh, actually, the one right in the center of my hand, I can really feel.
Getting bitten by a single mosquito is a discomfort we are all accustomed to. Getting bitten by hundreds of them at the same time is an experiment best performed under the guidance of experts. Catherine Przinski is a mosquito expert, and in her lab, she has grown a nightmare scenario for us to educate and, of course, entertain you.
Now, Catherine, here we are, and there they are. Are these the mosquitoes that are going to be eating me?
They sure are. This is the yellow fever mosquito. It is also known as the Aedes aegypti mosquito.
Okay, and you say the yellow fever mosquito. That sounds dangerous, sounds potentially deadly.
These are one of the most deadliest mosquitoes.
Is there any chance that these mosquitoes have yellow fever?
No, these are lab colony mosquitoes. These guys have never been outside.
So you grew these mosquitoes just for me?
Yep, absolutely.
How many would you guess are inside of this container? Because it looks like a lot to me.
We hatched out about 1,000 mosquitoes for you today.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so not necessarily 1,000 chances to be bitten, because some could be male, some could be female.
Correct.
The males will not be biting, the females will.
Very true.
And the goal here is for me to be bitten as many times as possible. Now, am I going to just crawl into this unit and you're gonna let them out and I'm gonna get swarmed?
No, we're gonna take these guys over to the next lab.
All right, well, I'll let you lead the way. Let's grab our box of blood drinkers. Oh, this is gonna get a little crazy. Oh boy, eaten alive by mosquitoes. The moment you guys wanted is about to happen right now.
Warning, never attempt the following experiment unless under the supervision of trained professionals. Mosquito bites can transmit harmful diseases that are considered fatal.
Here I am, there they are. 1,000 bloodthirsty mosquitoes. Now my arm is going into the box. There's a good chance that hundreds of them are going to be biting my hand, my wrist, and my forearm. Of course, I'm going to take off this leather bracelet because we wouldn't want to protect any of the good blood-flowing spots. And actually, to make this even more interesting, I shaved my entire arm and hand so that we can see the results of all these bites. Without further ado, it's time for Coyote Peterson to be eaten alive by mosquitoes. They are hungry. They have not eaten in over 48 hours. Hand is going in. I want to make sure. Oh, wow, look at that. They just went straight for my wrist. Oh, it is go time. Oh, goodness, man, they are wasting no time going to town on my hand. Ooh, yeah, I can feel a little bit of something there. Now, when it comes to mosquitoes, the process of being bitten is very interesting. Remember, this is a bite and not a sting. Mosquitoes want to do their best when they land on a victim to not be detected. Obviously, the mosquito itself is very lightweight, but the way that the female's proboscis works, which is the front little suction cup straw apparatus, is they land and then they slowly begin to unsheath that proboscis. The proboscis has essentially 6 needles, 2 of which have these little saw-like tips. And I'm definitely feeling something happening at this point. Those 2 outer needles begin to saw through my tissue. The other 2, right to the side of those, spread the tissue apart, and then it's the center needle that begins to probe around looking for a delicious blood cell in which it can suck out the blood. Now, they say you can't feel anything when you're bitten by a mosquito. I definitely feel something going on right now. But for mosquitoes to drink more blood, they use an anticoagulant that they insert into your blood. Oh, my hand's beginning to shake a little bit. So that the blood has better flow and they can get a meal quicker. Oh, actually, the one right in the center of my hand, I can really feel. I turn this way, look at that. All over the top of my hand. There must be close to 150, if not more, mosquitoes currently on me. start to sweat a little bit, and that's primarily because I really want to swat them off of my hand and my arm. The itching is beginning to give its onset, and that's my body's natural reaction to their saliva going into my skin. It forms histamines, which basically is my body saying, foreign substance, get it out of here, swell up, make a lump, put liquids in that area so that their saliva doesn't get any deeper. And it's really the mosquitoes in between my fingers right now that are the most uncomfortable. Now, when it comes to mosquitoes finding a feast, they're drawn to humans based on a couple of different elements. The heat coming off your body, the chemicals in your skin, and primarily the carbon dioxide that comes out of your breath that draws these bloodsuckers in. So watch this. If I blow hot air into this box, that's gonna further agitate them and say, hey, guys, blood buffet line is open and ready for business. And that blood is actually really important. The females drink the blood because they require it to help in the laying of their eggs. It's becoming rather unbearable at this point. Oh, I think they're getting pretty full. Well, it looks like most of them have decided to land on the back screening. I can see that most of them are off of my arm. What do you guys think? We have enough shots at this point?
Oh yeah.
Great. I love hearing when I can actually take my hand out of the mosquito box and take a look at how bad these bites truly are.
When it comes to mosquito bites, whether a single sampling or an onslaught of proboscis invasions, the results are almost always the same. Itching, swelling, and an uncomfortable annoyance.
The level of agony is best described as the itch you can't scratch. My arm has been out of the box of mosquitoes for about 10 minutes now, and you can clearly see that the welts are beginning to form. I have counted, as we were setting up for the cameras, nearly 250 bites. That's not to say that there aren't bites on top of bites. So I'm just gonna round up a little bit and say I got 300 bites in that matter of time. The top of my arm, the underside of my arm, and in between my fingers is the absolute worst. Now, to combat the unbearable itching that I'm going through right now, we're going to test out Chigrex. This product has been around for more than 50 years. This is the original, specifically designed for chigger and tick bites, but also all other types of bugs and mosquitoes, as you can see from the cool mosquito picture on top of the lid. Now, this is armed with benzocaine, which is the active ingredient. It's also got aloe and chamomile for a soothing effect. Now, I read that there is no oily residue that comes from Chigrex. So what I'm gonna do is gently begin to apply this onto the bites. And let's see, how soothing will it really be from the get-go? Here we go. It's cool to the touch. Ooh, that's actually really, really nice. Okay. Wow, actually, pretty much immediate the second that it begins to work into your skin. Holy cow, yeah, for real. The lack of itching happening here on the front part of my wrist versus here, immediately noticeable. All right, I'm going in for another swab of Chigrex, and I'm just gonna go ahead and coat my entire arm at this point. Now, in most bite scenarios, 1 or 2 bites, you're just gonna use a tiny dab of Chigrex. I'm going over the top because my arm is in so much itching agony right now. That was so rewarding to get Chigrex spread all over the hundreds of bites that are coating my arm. And I would say at this point, Chigrex, with 2 times the power, works immediately. Well, how about that? Everything you needed to know about mosquitoes, why they bite, how they bite, what happens after they bite, and of course, a surefire solution to the uncomfortable itch that comes from these pesky bloodsuckers. Oh, man, things I do for science, entertainment. Whew.
When it comes to creatures that humans are afraid of, I always say there's the 3 big S's: sharks, spiders, and snakes. You're very unlikely to be attacked or bitten by these animals, yet unfortunate accidental encounters do happen. And in a worst-case scenario, a single bite could put your life on the line. Today we are visiting the Reptile Discovery Center, located in DeLand, Florida. Owned and operated by Carl Barden, this serpentarium is home to dozens of the world's most dangerous snakes, many of which are on display to educate the public. This location is also a med-toxin venom laboratory, and it's the dangerous work going on behind the scenes that is saving human lives.
Ooh, venomous reptiles. Good morning, Carl.
Coyote, how you doing? Welcome.
Good. How
Thank
are
you for coming.
Mara?
Good morning, Coyote. Welcome.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This looks like the ultimate snake milking setup. This process is incredibly important. You guys are milking these snakes for the creation of antivenom. So tell us a little bit about this process. And I would classify this as arguably the most dangerous job in the United States at this point.
But we never see it that way. We always think it's pretty well practiced. We do it so frequently. We handle 50 to 100 snakes a day, typically 4 or 5 days a week. And probably most importantly, a number of these venoms are produced for the antivenoms, both here in North America and around the world.
So let me just repeat that real quick. You said between 50 and 100 snakes a day. Have you ever been bitten in the process of milking snakes? Because accidents do happen.
We have about 500,000 venom extractions now, and every once in a while, right, he zigs and you zag and the whole thing goes bad. So I've had 11 snake bites in the last 27 years. Only 9 of those resulted in envenomation and actual hospital stays. We had 2 of those bites were dry. But then you'll see the work here at the table is close work, but it's really rehearsed and it's done very carefully and methodically. And so we like to think it can be done very safely.
So the first snake that we're going to get out from this, you see there's these enclosures behind me. Now, let me ask you this question real quick. How many snakes total do you guys have on?
We've got about 1,000 on site right now, about 500 on the venom line.
Okay. The first snake that we're going to take a look at is the southern copperhead. And, oh, wow. Oh, my gosh, beautiful.
And that's a big example of a southern.
I was going to say.
This is about the northern size. I mean, this is about as big as these guys get. And she's really a perfect example. That's a big copperhead.
I was going to say, I've seen my fair share of copperheads. This is without question the biggest one I've ever seen. Wow. I'm going to pivot out, Mara, and let you get into position, and we are going to begin the milking process. Copperhead. Now, where would you rank the toxicity of the copperhead's venom as compared to a cottonmouth or a diamondback, right? So this is not necessarily a bite that's going to kill you.
Typically, no. Typically, no. Copperhead venoms are not seen as especially toxic. Copperhead venom is extremely hemolytic, so hemorrhage and destroys blood cells and this kind of thing. And that's a lot of copperhead venom, something like 50 milligrams in a shot, perhaps a little bit more for her. And probably takes well over 100 milligrams of copperhead venom to actually kill somebody. So it's just not typically a lethal dose that you get in a bite. She's beautiful. If you want to touch her, it's just a spectacular snake.
Oh my gosh.
In every regard. And we always think that color, that pattern is just unmatched.
Amazing. I mean, that venom yield right there, you can just hear the power of those fangs going into
they
the little
bite,
plastic
a very
covering there.
decisive bite, a rapid bite. And so, it's an easy snake. You can see why copperheads bite more people in the eastern United States than anything.
Yep. Wow.
All right, we'll bring her back, put her away.
Oh, that was fantastic. And that's just our first snake.
You're ready.
All right, this is it. I'm going to assist in the milking of a water moccasin. As soon as I give Carl the go-ahead, the snake is coming out, and then it's up to me to make sure that we get a good soft body press so that Carl's not bitten in the process of what this is. All right, Carl, are you set? Okay, here we go. Bring out the viper.
All right, again, kind of an average-sized snake, perfect condition. And this is really typical of our local cottonmouth. This guy's a Volusia County snake. She was caught right here as a baby. These guys are really prolific or common in some of the forests surrounding DeLand. All right, let's go. We'll bring this guy. I'm going to do the same kind of sweep here. Come on in with your press. Good, beautiful. You got her. You're excellent. I've got her. You can pick her up. You're safe. Good. Put your press down. Get a hold of that body. Excellent, Coyote.
And make sure your hand's covering that vent or you're going to get...
Oh, gonna get musked on? Okay.
Really good. Really good. Let's see if she'll give us a shot here. There she goes.
Yeah, look at that. You can feel the power in the whole body when they bite down like that. Oh, yeah.
There she goes
Holy
again.
mackerel.
Nice, good. Perfect. All right, we're going to return her to her cage.
Okay.
You got her. Excellent, Coyote.
Oh, my hands are
Beautiful
shaking.
job.
You did it.
That,
Really good.
You know, I was hands-on with the snakes in Australia when we milked those species, but didn't necessarily have that pressure of having to gently pin down the body. But anytime you're that close to one of these animals, I mean, even a slight margin of error can go catastrophically wrong. And from the venom yield that you see that came out of that snake, just unbelievable. It's just one bite from one of these snakes. So
Coyote, that was excellent.
I feel all that adrenaline rushing through me. That's one snake, and I wasn't even holding the snake by the head. So I can only imagine you doing this for a couple hours at a time, snake after snake after snake. And if you thought the water moccasin was impressive, now we're gonna bring out the eastern diamondback, which arguably is the most dangerous pit viper in the United States based on venom yield. I have a feeling that this is going to be intense. Wow, that is a big eastern diamondback. I think I just went to the bathroom in my pants a little bit. Holy cow, look at the size of that snake. Wow. That might be the biggest eastern diamondback I have ever seen. Wow. Okay, so now one of the key elements
Don't get any closer than you are right now.
Okay, yeah, no, I see. She's, you know, I'm just gonna go like this and talk over to the side like this, just in case. You see she's in that classic S-strike pose. Now, what makes these snakes so dynamic is that heat-sensing pit on the front of their faces, right? So right now, she's looking at me, she sees a heat signature that's definitely too big to be a prey item, which means I am likely a predator. I'm a threat at this moment. And like Carl said, I don't want to get any closer because as you can see, they strike incredibly fast. And that strike happens so quick, if you're bitten by a snake of this size, it has the potential to kill you without question.
No question about it. All right, an eastern diamondback, a bite from an adult eastern diamondback rattlesnake is a potentially fatal snake bite. There's no question.
Now, when it comes to eastern diamondback versus western diamondback, which one do you think is more dangerous, Carl? You can see she's getting agitated
I think
now,
both
right?
of those, and I'm just going to shift her on the table a little bit.
Yeah.
I think both of those snakes are probably equally dangerous. Eastern diamondback venom is probably just the slightest bit more toxic, but just a little bit. And quantity-wise and size-wise, both of those guys are very serious rattlesnakes. So I think you're probably an equal on danger. Is everybody good? I'm going to go ahead and catch him.
Yes, it's time. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to do the...
No
I'm going to
pressure.
shift. I've got to shift him. Hold on, baby. Yep.
Take just a step back here.
No pressure yet.
The most dangerous job in the United States right here, folks.
There's a little now to keep them on the table.
I'm going to shift him a
And
little
coming
bit.
off.
Yep.
Carl,
Good.
you're unbelievable. The focus that it takes, guys, to perform what this is.
Don't change anything. You're good. Easy.
Okay. All right, I got the backside. Wow, that is a very, very strong snake. Unbelievable muscular power without the
Okay
body.
for a bite?
Okay, you guys good? Whoa! That was a serious venom yield right there. My goodness.
And that's really what makes the eastern diamondback so potentially dangerous, is that capability to really pile it out when they need to.
Look at those fangs. Oh, and I actually see it's got a double set of fangs, which means it's getting ready to shut out one of those
That's
fangs,
exactly
right?
right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, look at that. All right, guys, zoom in as best you can to get a shot of those fangs. You can see the hooked nature. If you're bitten by one of these snakes, it's going to be a very, very bad day. A bite from this viper will definitely kill you if you do not receive anti-venom treatment. Okay, is it okay to let go of the tail?
Good.
Wow,
I'm gonna
look
go
at that
back
rattle. Okay,
Very
going
good,
back in.
Coyote. Excellent.
That was intense. I mean, just being able to control a snake of that size on a table like that is a challenge. Wow, Carl, that was impressive,
job.
my friend.
Great
Holy
job.
mackerel. It's important to note that this venom will go into the creation of anti-venom, which eventually will save lives. So the work that Carl and Mara are doing here on a daily basis is saving anybody who accidentally comes upon one of these snakes and is bitten. Carl, I'm going to give you a very dangerous
Thank you, sir.
handshake to say thank you for having us behind the scenes at the lab here today to milk snakes. This was unbelievable. All right, Carl, I'm going to hand this off to you so that I don't drop it. That was crazy. Amazing job. Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked.
Being bitten by an animal is one of the worst experiences most people can imagine. Yet no matter how careful you are, accidents can and do happen every year. In the United States, it is accurate to say that Carl and Mara are literally putting their own lives at risk to ensure that anyone who is bitten by a venomous snake has a fighting chance for survival. If you would like to visit the Reptile Discovery Center or learn more about their med toxin venom laboratories, make sure to visit the website
Schedule your chance to see these snakes in action.
Today we're on location in the Florida Keys at a very famous spot called Robbie's. This is Christina Wilson, wildlife biologist and adventure extraordinaire. Christina, what are we doing today?
We are going to be feeding tarpon, which is one of the world's largest fighting fish.
This is the only place in the world that you can hang off of a dock and feed these fish by hand. Now me personally, I've caught some big fish. Alligator gar, white sturgeon, even a blue catfish. And that one did bite me. How big can the tarpon grow?
They can get up to 8 feet and 280 pounds.
Yeah. 280-pound fish on your arm. I have a feeling that this episode is going to be a screamer. Ready to feed some fish?
Let's do this.
We're gonna feed you to the fish. See what happens. This looks like as good a spot as any. All right, so we've got our bucket of fish. There are no tarpon in front of us at the moment. Now, part of the tactic for getting the fish here is to get a little bit of scent in the water and also a little bit of disturbance. Wanna smack the water, see if we can get them here?
Oh, all right.
Hopefully you're not bitten first.
Here, tarpon. Oh, just threw a bait fish in there, didn't you?
I'm trying to get the fish here. A little bit of scent, a little bit of disturbance. So why is this location so famous for seeing tarpon? Many years ago, there was a giant tarpon by the name of Scarface who was found out in the water with his face cut from a boat propeller. The owners here at Robbie's brought it into captivity and stitched it back up. They rehabilitated it and released it into these waters. Who would have ever thought that you could save a tarpon? What ultimately happened is that the tarpon stayed in this area, and as it was being fed and rejuvenated back to life, it began to bring in other tarpons. So you must ask yourselves, do fish communicate with each other? Did Scarface say to the other tarpon, hey, people here are gonna actually help and feed you and ultimately bring in all these fish? Who knows? But today, there are dozens of these tarpon here in the waters where you can come down yourself and hand feed these fish.
Here we go, we got one.
When it comes to fish bites, I've been bitten by a piranha and I've been bitten by a blue catfish.
You're losing.
I got him. A piranha have razor sharp teeth, which of course is gonna cut you open like a hot knife through butter. But the other fish I was bitten by, the blue catfish, has very small compact teeth that almost work together like rough sandpaper grates rubbing up against each other. So imagine a really fine cheese grater digging into your skin. That is the same tooth structure that is built into the tarpon's mouth. Only the mouth of a tarpon.
Oh, you almost got one.
Yeah, you thought about it? The mouth of a tarpon is much larger than the mouth of a blue catfish.
Right. They've actually been known to straighten fishing hooks because that's how strong their jaw are. Wow. Oh, yeah!
Oh, man. Tip of the finger. Ow.
That was a good one.
Wow, so the speed and the power and the bony nature of these fish's skulls just jammed my finger straight into itself. That really, really hurt.
That one nicked me. That one nicked me.
So Christina, what we're seeing here is the athletic ability of these fish. And look at the way they're just bam, hitting the surface. And that's the thing that for anglers that makes them so exciting, right? It's all about the fight and that bite.
Yeah, and then they got this beautiful jump out of the water. So I'm assuming that your arm might be completely engulfed at some point.
That's Scarface right here.
This one?
Yes, this is Scarface. So this fish is massive. She dwarfs all the, oh my gosh, there she is right there. Oh my gosh. All right, we gotta get Scarface up to the surface. This is the nibble method.
Nibble. Woo! I still got my fish.
What's really cool about the jaw structure is they have this impressive underbite. So they gulp their prey in, right? Just power and force and that mouth opening. And if we get that shot of seeing how wide these fish can open their mouths, an entire human head could fit inside of the mouth of Scarface. Ooh! First blood. What happened?
Man, it nicked me.
That's it? That was just a nick?
That was just a nick. So imagine your whole hand being in there.
One thing that I can tell you, one of the scariest moments I've ever had on the Brave Wilderness channel was catching the blue catfish. Being underwater and placing my hand into the catfish hotel and having that fish grab onto my wrist and shake it. I thought it was going to break my wrist. Legit, that was the power. So it was really difficult to go back under there and take a second attempt. So
that fish was a fraction of the size of these fish. Any fear that one of these could possibly break your wrist?
After this, yeah.
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get pulled in, and then there's gonna be a feeding frenzy.
Well, the good news is that tarpon do not eat humans. They are fish eating experts, but Christina's officially drawn first blood, so let's see where this goes. Now, if you hold it by the tip of the tail, the tarpon will probably pull it out of your fingers. However, if you hold the fish down like this, the tarpon will engulf your hand. Now, I would never recommend you guys try doing this if you visit Robbie's. You don't want to get bitten by one of these fish. Their sharp little sandpaper-like teeth will rip up your skin. Alrighty, this is it. Officially chomped by a tarpon. I mean, it's nerve-wracking just to hold the tip of the tail and have them come to the surface. So, the idea of one engulfing your hand, feeling the power of those jaws and the grit of those teeth, man, this is gonna be it. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to be chomped by a giant tarpon.
Scarface is waiting.
Where's Scarface? Oh! Oh, that was a good hit. Not super high out of the water though.
What do you think all of these fish range size-wise right now?
On average, 3 to 4 feet. I don't know if that was Scarface, but that was a big one. All right, first real chomp there. Yep. Oh yeah.
I thought I drew blood, but.
All right, second go. Here we are. Waiting for Scarface. There she is. Come on, Scarface. Waiting for a big one.
She's right here. She's right here.
Oh,
So close.
that's nerve-wracking. Oh man, knocked it right out of my hand. Okay. Ah, this is nerve-wracking. Scarface, where are you? Go big or go home. Be brave, face Scarface. Say hello to my little friend. Where are you, buddy? I want to feel the wrath of Scarface. There.
You still have the fish.
I got the fish.
She's coming. She's coming for you. She's
Here
coming.
she is. Here she is.
She's coming.
Oh, not Scarface though. Wow, that is intense. As you can see, they definitely light me up, but it's not cutting deep into the skin. It's more like a bad rug burn, a bloody rug burn. Was that Scarface?
Oh, I think so.
That was a huge fish. I think that was Scarface with the sneak attack.
Dude, that was massive.
Wow, that one definitely did a number on my arm. All right.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, man, that was a hit. That was a hit and a half. This side of my arm,
That's gnarly.
the fish came in from the back. I didn't even see it coming. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was Scarface. Okay, at that juncture, I think I've taken the hits that I need to take.
Yeah.
And it was really the hit on this side that I think was probably the worst. And most likely Scarface. Woo! So there you have it. Hand-feeding giant tarpon off the dock at Robbie's. Christina, how was this experience for you?
This was insane.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's important to note that dangling a fish from the tip of its tail, totally safe. Holding the fish in the palm of your hand and letting the tarpon take your hand, not recommended for anyone to try at home. Today, we are creating a worst-case scenario. Imagine you're out for a day of fun in the Florida Keys, and your boat runs into rocks and a sandbar, and you become stranded. Now, you don't want to cook in the sun, so you try to make it to an uninhabited island. Will there be enough resources to save you until you get picked up?
Fire! This is Christina Wilson, wildlife biologist and Florida Keys expert. What is it that we're going to try to recreate?
We are here because of a miniature dachshund by the name of Kiwi who was stranded on the island right behind us for 30 days. So me and Coyote are gonna try it for just 24 hours.
We have been provided with dry bags that have minimal supplies and some production gear. But behind us is a broken down catamaran filled with junk, which gives us the opportunity to scavenge a few more items. I say we each grab 3 things that will help us on our journey. You wanna go first?
Sounds good to me.
How's it looking in there?
It's looking pretty scary. I did find a life jacket though.
Really?
Yeah, here you go.
Hey, that's usable.
I don't know yet. Got a lot of foam. Got a lot of plastics. Oh God, it's disgusting in here. And we got some trap line. We could definitely use some of this. Okay. All right, I found my 3rd item. This disgusting cup.
This is gonna be gross. I really need to watch out for all these sharp things. Oh, scissors. Super rusted, but you could use that to easily spear something like a fish. Item number 1. So I'm gonna give it a quick scout just like Christina did. And I don't know how she missed this, but that's a boat hook. That could be super useful. Actually, this thing right here might be a better flotation device. Okay, we've collected a few good resources, and the last thing you want to do if you're going to abandon your boat is try to leave a note telling somebody what direction you're headed, and hopefully you have a chance to rescue. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is scour this smaller island for some resources. No fresh water, no food. This island is definitely slim pickings. We are going to be leaving the small island and heading across to the big one. How far do you think that is?
I'd say over half a mile.
Yeah, from here it looks a lot further than you would think. But the big danger right now is going to be sea urchin, stingrays, and sharks.
Long spine sea urchin right in here. Long spine right there.
And that's venomous. See any sharks yet?
I actually did see something over here.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw a fin.
Are you kidding or no?
I'm not kidding.
So you saw a fin between here and the island?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good size. This is a really healthy area. A lot of things for sharks to feed on. We can most definitely see a very dangerous bull shark, which within the last month, we have had 3 shark attacks believed to be bull sharks here in the Florida Keys. So it's a real deal right now.
All right, so the crew with the leaving of that drone is leaving us in the middle of the ocean in chest deep water, quite possibly with bull sharks. All right, go ahead, you keep going. I'm gonna try to get these higher perspective shots of you.
Oh!
What'd you see?
Oh!
What?
There was something there. There was something there.
Really, really, for real?
I'm very serious. I'm very serious. There's something there. It's right in front of us.
Is it a ray or a shark? Did you see it?
Dude. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, this is
I
like...
didn't see a fin, but it made a movement like a shark. It did not look like a ray. It's chasing something. It's hunting right now.
We have made landfall. I can only imagine what it would have been like for Kiwi getting swept through the ocean, avoiding sharks and making it to landfall. That poor little dog washed ashore thinking, I am so far from home right now. The first thing that we want to do is circumnavigate this piece of land. So what we'll do is I will give you a GoPro. You go one direction, I'll go the other. Let's see what additional resources we can collect.
I'm a little hesitant right now.
Holy cow.
Seen a lot of different mangroves, and there's something in the tree over here, actually.
A coconut.
What? Yeah! What is that? A coconut!
That is a lifesaver right there. There is a flow of water coming from the interior of the island. Definitely salt.
This coconut's getting heavy, man. This is like holding a baby. You're so heavy, baby coconut. Why?
Whoa, here's one of those urchin. Look at that. It's like walking through a minefield.
urchin. Wild Christina. Hopefully she's having better luck than me when it comes to finding stuff. You made it! Holy cow, you have a coconut. Believe it or not, the first thing I found was a brown coconut.
Cheers, brother.
Woo! All right, so the items that we have been given in our dry bags. So there you have it, very minimal kit. But I gotta say, my favorite thing is the stuffed kiwi. So when you really break it down and you think about the items that were given to us, it's very, very bleak. The next task will be to explore the interior and see if we can find a place to possibly make shelter. Oh, look at this. Is this all solid?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think this is the best spot right here from what we've seen so far. It's just really hoping that we're not gonna get ripped up by bugs tonight.
I found something.
Oh, the geocache! Oh, you found it!
Should I read the note that's left to us?
Oh, yeah.
Have a great day.
This is fantastic.
Okay. You are lost and on your own. Amidst the struggle, here's a bone. If all your hope is bleak, then these treasures your soul will seek. Hot broccoli. This, I'm assuming, was frozen at one point. Socks, actually. Barbecue socks. This, really, you guys? Really? Ooh, coconut milk.
Dude, good find.
This is good find.
We have made cordage!
We have made cordage.
Talk to me, girl.
We took that twine and made 3 different cordages out of it. So we are in the right realm right now. And Coyote at this moment is pulling a really great Les Stroud look right now.
I am. And by embodying the spirit of less, I feel I'm going to bring more to this production.
You're stupid.
That's the dumbest thing I ever said. But I love you, Les. All right, when we come back to you guys, this shelter is going to be up and rocking. We did it. We made shade.
Yeah.
How long did this take us?
I would say a good 2 hours.
Middle of the afternoon, sun is directly overhead. It is so unbearably hot. Trying to cool off. What you doing, dude?
I'm doing that.
Kiwi! How you doing, buddy? Kiwi stole my bandana. Actually, Kiwi might make a nice pillow later.
Dude, I was about to steal Kiwi to make a pillow for myself.
I feel like if we get into those coconuts, it's gonna be a huge confidence boost for us in like 10 minutes. Welcome to Coyote and Christina's Island Kitchen. You ready to open some coconuts?
I'm so ready.
So this, you gotta really kind of wedge down and work your way into it. And Christina's doing a pretty darn good job getting into that coconut.
That's like hair. That's beautiful.
A lot of effort, but there you have it. I'm gonna just chip away some of this hard edge. There we go. Look at that cute little face. All right, folks, here we go. Christina is going to be having her first coconut experience.
All right, here we go. Hopefully I'm not gonna spill any.
That's gonna be awesome.
Wow, that was really good. That was really good.
Wow, it is delicious. Here we go. Cutting into the skin of the green coconut.
There we go, using all extremities here.
I'm like a man monkey. Woo.
Dab you off.
Yeah, thanks, girl. Appreciate it. Kiwi, buddy. That was tough.
Ah, you gotta make a sound effect when you do it. It really helps out. That's what all the guys do in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Ah. Wow, it's like I feel like I'm breaking someone's leg when I'm doing this. It's got a mohawk.
It's a Wilson.
It's a Wilson.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm not even kidding. This thing is filled to the brim with water. Game changer.
Wow.
All right, well, there you have it. Cooking with Coyote and Christina and Kiwi. This has been Coconut Breakfast Part 2, Coconut Lunch.
Cheers.
When it comes to things that Kiwi may have eaten stranded on this island, there's a massive supply of hermit crabs. If that little dog could get one to flip upside down and it starts to pull out of its shell, bite down onto it, that would make quite a bit of nutrients for a small dachshund.
How pretty is that?
Whoa, that one's awesome.
Ah, look at that.
Wow, that's a big pincher claw. Now, hermit crabs, as they grow, will move from shell to shell.
The crab continues to grow, but the shells do not, so they have to find a new shell to move into. Wow, that is a big one. That is a monstrous hermit crab.
Doesn't its legs look like strawberries?
They
It's
do.
actually trying to grip onto my finger right now.
I'm really hungry, and it's not like me to typically want to take an animal from the wild, but given today is a survival scenario, if we can catch a fish or a spiny lobster, we have a license and the permit to do so. So what I'm gonna try to build now is a spear. And the thing that I'm most excited about that I salvaged from that broken down catamaran, this rusty pair of scissors. It seems like a really good thing to pin a lobster or a fish with. All right, so with this stick, it's kind of a neat design already as it is. You see that? As long as like a double scissor system. So I'm really thinking that it's all about getting the scissors to be locked in place on the stick. Okay, got my first piece of paracord attached on, and we are ready to go out and try to catch some dinner. I see a huge crab. Whoa, it's totally mummified. Look at the pincher on that. You got, ooh, he stinks. Well, I guess I feel like you could hang out with us for a bit tonight when we make a fire. It's kind of got a personality, you know?
We have some island decor.
Yeah.
Let's use it. My stomach is very angry with me, so I'm hoping to catch some fish right now.
You ready for this scene?
I would say yes, I is.
Now, you're going to attempt fishing with the freshwater fishing lure, correct?
Yes, I am.
My goal is to maybe tickle out and then pin a spiny lobster. In all honesty, I give myself a 1 in 10,000 chance that I could actually spear a fish. Whoa, that is huge.
Look how big that is next to my hand.
I'm so hungry, and our odds of catching a fish are so slim. I really had like this big vision in my mind that like, we'll catch a snapper or something. I think we're gonna be eating the Swedish fish tonight. How about you?
I haven't gotten a single bite.
I just want a cheeseburger. Wilson!
What, right here?
Yeah, I know. You've got a lobster.
Dude, it's halfway out of the hole right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a little guy though. Not gonna be edible. Oh! Okay, the sun is down. It's about 8 o'clock, and what have we caught?
Nothing.
Looks like we're gonna be eating our rations. Well, we're back with no fish.
No fish.
And no lobsters. And it got dark in a hurry, especially here in the shade, and the no-see-ums are starting to bite, which means we need to get our fire lit. All right, so one of the things that the crew supplied us with was this little emergency fire starter kit. In all fairness, I've never used one of these before. What I've prepared here is a little bit of tinder from our super dried out coconut. This tinder will hopefully catch a spark rather easily, but considering it's already dark, we really need this to happen quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can make it happen with these little things. It's important to note, this is not a flame. This is just a little flint striker. So this is spinning around and making a spark. It's not making a flame. So we have no fire, so if this doesn't work, we are straight up out of luck.
No, that's not directions.
Well, this is working better to do it.
Yes!
It's just not catching. Come on, Coyote, you can do it. A lot of smoke, not a lot of fire. Wonder if this little thing from the fishing lure
Yeah, good idea.
will maybe burn. You could be our savior. You didn't catch us any fish, but maybe you'll make us a fire.
Whoa.
Yes, yes. Fire! You don't want your teepee to collapse. So what I always do is look for good Y sticks, right? So you see this? See that there?
Yeah.
That Y, you anchor it in, and then you put other sticks on top, and they hold in place so that it all doesn't collapse down. I am not good at survival by any means, but I do like starting campfires.
Yeah, all right.
The second you get a fire going, it's just like, you forget about being hungry. You forget that you're stranded. This comforting feeling is like your own world. We're glowing now. You got real dark in a hurry. We didn't see that coming, but now that we've got fire, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Coyote and Christina. What do we catch out there today in the ocean?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So we're gonna have to resort to the couple of supplies that we were given. Oh wait, I almost forgot to mention our other dinner guest.
We have not named the dead crab
We
yet.
should probably name him Harry?
Harry.
Harry.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if I can just smack these coconuts together and see if they'll break.
I mean, you can go for it.
I'm gonna try that like solid, like monkey style.
Oh.
And just see what happens. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
Are you serious?
I'm for real. I broke it right now. Now I say we grill up some delicious Swedish fish. I'll go 2 at a time here for us. Let's see how the first 2 work out.
Ooh, gooey,
Right?
gooey.
Wow.
How are we gonna crack this thing open?
I got a knife.
Whoa, look at that color.
Oh! Oh, wow. I mean, wow.
Is it good?
That is really good and really creamy. It has been a long day, my friends. We're gonna head out into the tide pools and see if we can still catch some fish using this stinky broccoli. With any luck, we'll catch something and the sharks won't catch us. So we have found something cool, a stingray. And this is exactly what we were hoping to not run into earlier today. Okay, so we're gonna try a little broccoli test here.
Yeah.
Ooh, this may be working. Fish may be coming in.
It is not interested in this disgusting broccoli.
Here, hold the GoPro. I'm gonna try this feel method. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Nurse shark. Beautiful. Came right at my foot and was like, see ya.
They love the structure of the mangroves out here.
I'm pretty sure that's an eel down in the rocks.
Looks like an eel. Oh.
So maybe gently move. Oh, careful. Oh, careful, careful, careful.
Oh, it's the tail.
There's his tail.
How beautiful is that?
He's gonna slither back.
Wow.
There he goes. It is pretty late, almost midnight. We're super tired. I would love to keep going to try to get a lobster in the deeper area. We have definitely seen some big fish jumping at points tonight, and big fish jumping means bigger fish hunting for them. There are sharks out here, not worth losing your leg over. Head back to camp?
Yes, sir.
We're heading back to camp. We are back from our tide pool expedition. It is approaching 1:30 in the morning at this point, and we are absolutely exhausted. I think we're going to dial down the cameras and see if we can get a little bit of shut-eye.
I'm down.
You think you're gonna be able to sleep?
Probably not.
Guess who can't sleep? You, Harry! Come on into the scene. Back on your podium. Don't fall in the fire. Jump over the flames. Okay. Okay.
Have a great day.
At 3 in the morning, I prefer my coconut milk to come out of a coconut bowl. Would you like some, Harry? I didn't think so. Ghosts don't drink coconut milk. I saw lightning in the background. Polar coconut milk. It's probably the worst night of sleep I've ever had. But let me show you my bedroom. This is where I slept. Right there. I don't know where Christina is. Something must have come in the middle of the night and taken her away. Oh, there you are.
Good morning.
You're watching sunrise.
I'm watching the sunrise.
How'd you sleep?
I woke up about 10
plus times. And if you didn't just hear it, there's a bird called the clapper rail, and they make this really wild noise, and then a whole bunch of them start going in on it. So that's something that has been keeping me up. And at some point, Coyote, your foot was partly in the fire.
Really?
And so I had to move your foot.
Let's take a look at my foot.
It was your left foot.
That would be this one.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah. You see part of the sun popping up right now.
Oh, cool. All right, let's run this camera and get that shot. Final morning, and we're gonna be picked up in the exact same fashion that Kiwi was, by a wildlife biology team. That was a butterfly biologist that discovered Kiwi, but who's picking us up today?
Today we are getting picked up by a team named Mang, and they are all about mangrove restoration here in Florida and actually in the Bahamas as well. In our survival kits, we were left with 2 emergency items. The first, a distress flag. The second is this really nice little whistle here. They can't see us. Hopefully they can hear us.
Okay, the boat sees us. There it is. We just got to get all the way out there. Christina?
Yeah,
You ready?
I'm so ready.
Kiwi, you ready?
Ready?
All right, we've got a ways to go, but that's our boat. We're getting out of here. It was brutal, and I'm ready to get home. Oh,
I know.
thank you. Well, we did it. We survived for 24 straight hours on the island that little Kiwi survived on for 30 days. We are hungry, we are thirsty, we are sun-cooked. But this was one of the craziest challenges I think either of us has ever gone through.
Certainly.
Woo! We did it.
Ooh, it's almost time to head out to sea. How you feeling?
Well, you'd think I'd be excited, which I guess I am, but I'm also out there looking for my fate, which is ultimately being stung by a lionfish.
That's our boat.
All right.
Watch your step coming down here. Life Aquatic. All right, wow. Well, we got a lot of great space on board here to set up all of our gear.
Not diving today. We're actually going to free dive.
Yeah, we are going to be snorkeling to get these lionfish. They'll be in shallower water. Now, they are located deeper and shallow. I mean, they're all over the place from what I hear. So we've got about 6 hours out on the water, and hopefully in that amount of time, we're going to come back with a lionfish.
Today we are heading off the coast of Isla Morada. We will be searching for one of these invasive fish with the ultimate goal of showing you how to treat the effects of their painful sting, which is often experienced by both fishermen and divers. Native to the Indo-Pacific, these fish were first reported off of Florida's Atlantic coast in 1985 and quickly began to spread up the eastern seaboard. With no natural predators beside humans, the lionfish has become invasive enemy number 1. No one knows for sure how these fish were introduced to the area, but their numbers have increased rapidly over the last 30 years, so finding one should not be that difficult.
All right, guys, well, we've made it to our first dive site. We are just off of the Florida Keys. You've got the shore in the background, and we're not too far out. You can actually see the bottom of the ocean just off the back of the boat, which is perfect for snorkeling. I'm gonna trade in my adventure cowboy hat for mask, a snorkel, and a dive suit. We're gonna head down there and try to catch the notorious lionfish. This is one of the most invasive species out here in these waters, and our captain tells us there is a 100% chance we're gonna catch one, which means for you guys, I'm definitely going to be stung.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
All right, Mario.
All right, buddy. See you later.
Yeah.
Positioned just off of a shallow reef, we began to explore the craggy rocks. The slow-moving lionfish is very distinct with its feathery-looking fins and calm disposition. As long as we spotted one, catching it should be no problem. In total, we searched for about 30 minutes. It didn't take long at all, because soon enough, we had a lionfish in our sights.
Okay, we got one.
Came back out. I see it.
Yep.
It came back out for the coral. It's just floating there.
All right, let's try to get it.
This was my moment. Time to net the invader. I held my breath and kicked hard. Closing in on the fish, I scooped forward, and after a little finesse of the net, I made the catch. I did it! I caught a lionfish. Making sure to keep the spines away from myself and the crew, I swam toward the surface.
Got him. Here you have it.
What a beauty.
Wow, it's making a run for it. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Oh man, did you get that?
that was awesome.
Wow, okay. We'll stay back a little bit from me. Let's head back to the boat. We got our fish.
Let's do it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The lionfish.
There
Look
it
out
is.
for that here. I'll
Can I
grab
bring
it.
that up? Yeah. Got that GoPro here.
Look at that fish. Beauty too. Gorgeous.
Wow. There you have it. Look at those spines. I would say that the stage is set for me to be stung by the lionfish. Okay, let's get it into this bucket and let's get back to shore. In case you were wondering, this invasive fish will not be released back into the wild, but instead will be donated to a research group in South Florida. Okay,
I see a tank. We need a fish.
here comes the fish. Now, I'm gonna just scoop it up with this spoon and plop him into the aquarium. You ready?
Yep.
Here he comes, 1, 2, 3. Whoop. There you go, buddy.
Wow. You can see why people keep them in their aquariums.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you can see why it's called a lionfish. With those pectoral fins all spread out, it almost looks like the mane of a lion. Now, they're also known as red zebrafish. As you can see, those red stripes kind of make it look like a red zebra. Many different names for this fish, but one thing and one thing only that we know is that this is an invasive species here in South Florida, and they can give you a pretty nasty prick with those spines. Now, let's look at some of the anatomy of this fish. Whew, wow. First of all, those dorsal spines that you see running along the top ridge of the fish, all 13 of those are laced with venom. The venom on these spines is actually in grooves that run along the side of the spines. And you can see those fleshy things hanging off the side, right?
Yeah, what is that?
See that? These are actually sheaths that the spines are in. So when the fish gets agitated, those spines come through the fleshy sheaths and then the venom is exposed. So whatever gets, spined onto there has the venom go into its system.
So those sheaths actually help put venom on the spines too, right?
They do. It kind of lubricates it with venom, and then when the spine goes into your hand, well, that's how the venom enters your body. Now, there are a couple different methods that I could use to go about being
Yeah,
spined
how are you
here.
gonna do this? This seems really precarious to
Well,
me.
the most dangerous thing, and the thing that would be really unintelligent, would be to actually put my hands in like this and try to pick up the fish from the side. The ventral spines are shorter and thicker, and they will actually put more venom into me than I care to have put into my body today. The dorsal spines also will inflict a lot of venom, but I want to replicate what oftentimes happens to divers when they run into these fish, which is getting spined by the dorsal ridge. So I'm going to pick the fish up by its jaw. It's not going to hurt it in any way whatsoever. That dorsal ridge of spines is going to fan up like that because it's going to feel threatened. It's out of the water, and I'm going to whack my hand down on top of those spines, and venom is going to go into my skin.
Well, you've gone through some stings and some bites. How are you feeling about this particular experiment, if you will?
Well, this will be my first marine stinging. Technically, it's not a sting. It's a
stabbing or a barbing or a spiking. And I'm a little nervous because I don't know how my body will react to marine life venom. We do have an epinephrine pen with us, as always. We're also back here in civilization, so if anything goes extremely wrong, if my body were to go into anaphylactic shock, we do have local medical experts on call, ready to receive me if something bad happens.
And you're good to go with this.
No, I'm sweating. I'm nervous. My heart is racing. You can see the fish is completely calm right now, just there resting on the bottom of the...
Oh.
Ooh.
That's how you get it.
That scared me.
There's
He flicked
water
his tail
all over your
at me.
hat.
Yeah, how'll that make you jump? Well, I thought I was gonna get it from the ventral spines. There are 3 large spines on the back that they'll flick your tail and get you with. He didn't get me there, which is good, but I think we're getting close. Okay, we are just literally a couple minutes away from me being stung by the lionfish. You guys know I get nervous right before I do these things. Oh, those are some big spines. I've never been spined by a marine creature before. I have no idea how my body's gonna react to this venom, which makes me even more nervous.
It is time.
GoPro is officially rolling. Okay, now I'm gonna pick the fish up from the front of its jaw, and then I'm going to drop my hand on top of the spikes. Now, I may be spined in the process of getting it out of there. If that happens, I'm just gonna run with the scene, okay? Depending on how bad it is, okay? I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm actually gonna use the wooden spoon to turn it around. I wanna hold it with my left hand. I'm actually gonna position it. Look at that, look at how it's turning the spines into the spoon. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's like instinctively like positioning the spines to attack its predator.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get it by the mouth. You ready?
Yep. Careful. Careful.
Okay, I've got it.
You have the mouth?
Got it by the mouth. There we go. There it is.
Oh my goodness. We're
Look
here
at the
at the
display
moment.
of those spines. Wow. Okay. Now I'm gonna drop my hand down on top of those. You got a decent shot?
Yeah, can you position the fish a little more at me?
Yep, let me kind of hold it out like that so you can see it.
Oh wow. I cannot believe you're about to do this. Oh buddy.
I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the spike zone with the lionfish. 1, 2, here we go. 3.
You all right? Did he get you?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you're feeling right now. What's it feel like? Does it hurt?
Oh, pinpricks. Oh, yep.
Oh man.
It's actually really not that bad. But it is, keep in mind, a neurotoxin. It's gonna take a couple minutes for this to set in. It's not instantaneous like a wasp, tarantula hawk, or even the bullet ant. You see where the spines went in? There, and I think his body kind of turned. I got like 4 spinings.
Is it hot?
Nope, fingers are getting a little stiff. Yep, I'm feeling something now. Hold on a second. Ooh.
The fish is okay.
Fish looks good. That's what you get, he says, for picking me up. Oh, wow. Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, it's kind of coming in a wave. Oh, you know what that's indicative of?
Gila monster.
Gila monster.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, man. All right, I'm gonna take this thing off of my wrist.
Feeling any swelling or?
Yep, I can feel my arm getting tight, and this is actually cutting off the circulation. And what you don't want to do is cut off the circulation. Oh my gosh. Oh man, dude. Feel my forearm, dude. That's like instant. Squeeze under here. Under there.
Oh yeah. Jeez. Arms all.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, it's burning good now. I felt the spikes go in and thought to myself, oh, that's kind of like a pinprick. Big pin, but a pinprick nonetheless. I kind of got up and said, that's not that bad.
How long will this last?
Oh, it's gonna last until I get my hand in some hot water. Not boiling hot. I want as hot as I can stand because that heat will actually break down the proteins in the venom and it should dissipate. But oh wow, okay, it's getting worse, guys. It's getting worse and I'm getting dizzy.
Hey, should we take it to get the hot water?
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap this up.
Okay. No. Gotta get an outro. Okay, well, as we can see, the sting from the lionfish is extremely painful. If you are stung, seek medical attention as quickly as possible. You never know how your body is going to react to venom in a situation like this. It's an invasive species. It's a fish that's very easy to come across here in the southern part of Florida and up and down the east coast of the United States. If you see a lionfish in the wild, just admire it from a safe distance. It's the most important thing you do. Do not try to capture these fish. Okay, I'm getting dizzy.
Here, just sit down a minute. Sit down.
Okay, let's get you home.
Here.
Oh man, dude, I'm lightheaded. I'm lightheaded, yeah. All right, maybe it is a little worse than I thought.
Grandma, you got the keys?
Turtles. For nearly 200 million years, a reptile we all know as the turtle has inhabited our planet. These cold-blooded ectotherms are protected by a hard bony shell. They breathe air and eat their food using a beak. Of the 327 known species that exist today, some live in water, while others can be found on land. Since childhood, I have been fascinated by these seemingly slow-moving creatures. Yet to many people's surprise, they are actually quite speedy, especially when in the water. But what about the land-dwelling, stumpy-footed, slow-moving reptile that somehow defeated that speedy rabbit? Yes, I am talking about the tortoise, and the one question people are always asking. Is a tortoise a turtle, or is a turtle a tortoise? Well, there is an answer to that question. And to help us get to the bottom of this timeless mystery, we are going to get the cameras up close to one of the largest species in the world. Okay, I hope everybody out there watching is excited because right here in this bag, I've got a bunch of vegetables. You guys know the vegetables are good for you, right?
Coyote, I don't think anybody's gonna get excited about vegetables, man.
Well, maybe you're not excited about the vegetables, but you should be excited about who is going to eat these vegetables. You guys ready to see a giant tortoise?
How big is this tortoise? I mean, you brought a lot. Is it gonna eat all that?
Oh, it's gonna eat all of it. We're probably gonna run out of food before we're done filming this segment.
Really?
If you guys are ready, let's go meet Buckshot.
Buckshot? I like that name.
Oh yeah, she's my buddy. There you are.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Buckshot.
This is the Galapagos tortoise, the largest tortoise species in the world. And what we're gonna do today is feed her dinner. Okay, Buckshot, hey, where are you going? All the food's over here. First bite. Oh, there's a big tortoise poop. Did you step in that?
I may have stepped on the tortoise.
Oh, did I do it? Oh, I might have done it. Oh, it's on my boot.
Oh man, dude. Oh, Mark stepped in the tortoise poop.
Oh, is it this foot too?
Nope.
It's just that
that
side.
one.
Oh,
All right,
gosh.
Buckshot, come this way, away from your poop. Over here. Come on.
Buckshot.
There we go. Now, one very distinct thing about tortoises and turtles is the length of that neck. And she's holding up the entire weight of her body and stretching out her neck. And they would do this in the wild to forage for plants that were higher up. She could pull down fruits and berries.
Listen to those chompers.
Look at the chomp of that beak. Now, I'm trying to pay attention to where your camera's at, Mark, but I also have to pay attention to her beak, because you see when she bites out, she bites and lunges her head forward, and I do not want to lose a finger in that beak. Ooh, that's a little close there. Oh. We are in South Florida right now, and this is one of the only Galapagos tortoises in captivity here in this area. We were given the opportunity to film with her. Now, she is 25 years old, and she weighs 140 pounds. She actually just almost bit my nose right there. No, my nose is not romaine lettuce, and she is an absolute giant. This tortoise weighs just about as much as I do. I weigh 155 pounds, so this creature is absolutely massive. And oh boy, she's like about to step on top of my leg. Oh, watch this. This is cool. Watch how high she can bounce up her 140-pound body. You see that?
It's like even get it all in the frame. Wow.
It's like a brachiosaur eating leaves at the top of a tree. Now, the Galapagos tortoise is an herbivore, and they get a large percentage of their moisture through the food that they eat. And you can see how juicy, ooh, getting close to my fingers. Okay, we're moving on to the next piece. And you can see how juicy a lot of these vegetables are. Oh, here's something. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. She's standing on my leg. She is like squishing my ankle. I never thought I would be feeding a Galapagos tortoise. I hope that one day we can end up on Galapagos Island, one of the islands. Oh, that's better. Now she's not actually on my ankle. And feed some of these tortoises in the wild. How about the cucumber? Let's have some cucumber. That is my personal favorite. There you go.
You know what you should do? A Lady and a Tramp.
With the cucumber?
Yeah. Put one in your mouth.
Ready?
Get a profile.
Oh, she's standing on me. Ready?
Oh. Keep going. One more bite.
It's too close to my nose.
No, it'll be fine.
Oh, it's too close. If she gets my nose, it's...
Is there any more cucumber back?
Oh, jeez. I'm telling you, if I get my finger stuck in that beak, it is gonna be game over. She could easily snip off the tip of my finger. Ow! Ow! Oh, she crushed my shin. Oh, she did. There, she's after these. At 25 years old, she is only about a fifth of the size. Now, at 140 pounds, they can grow to be close to 1,000 pounds. Imagine something that is 5 times this size. Look at this. This is me hugging a tortoise. Oh. Let me see if I can hear her heartbeat. No, nothing inside of that solid bone carapace. Wow, I am in just such awe of this creature. Like, it is massive. Can you believe this?
And this is rare. Like, there's not like a Galapagos tortoise in, every street corner.
No, many zoos do have Galapagos tortoises, but they're actually really hard to take care of in captivity. So this is a very unique situation for us to be able to get up close with this animal. And like I said, I would love to be on the island of Galapagos someday filming these creatures in the wild, but we certainly weren't going to pass up the opportunity to get this one up close for the cameras.
So, Coyote, I have a question. So we keep talking about turtles and tortoises, and I'm a little confused. What separates a tortoise from a turtle?
Great question. Technically, all tortoises are turtles, but not all turtles are tortoises. Think about that for a second. Kind of crazy, right? Bit of a brain scrambler. Let's look at the body structure of the tortoise, and that's what will help us distinguish this as being separate from a lot of the aquatic turtles that we're used to getting up close to, right? You want to do that?
Let's do that.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Let's talk about size.
Size, yes. Massive size. Now, tortoises are large because they constantly are feeding, right? All this animal does on a daily basis is crawl out into the sun, heat up for a couple of hours, and then it forages all day long. So the more it eats, the larger it grows. And look at the rugged body structure, right? Many tortoise species live in rugged environments, which has allowed them to adapt to a body structure like this. Their skin is like leather. Feels just like an old catcher's mitt. Come on, put your hand out there and feel that.
Kind of feels like a rhino or an elephant skin.
Right? And it's interesting that you mentioned elephant skin because look at the leg structure, okay? Both the front legs, no webbing on the feet, just these big gnarly paws and these stumped claws. And then the back feet specifically, here, come back here and look at this. Let me get her to put her foot down. Looks just like, whoop, 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 don't want to scare her.
Looks just like an elephant foot.
Yeah, and that's called elephantine leg structure. And when she lifts her body up, ooh, careful, yeah.
A little tentative.
Yeah, look at
Very
that.
sensitive for a big turtle.
Look how big her paw is next to my hand. I don't want to keep that there too long because if she does step down on my fingers, she can crush them. That's a bit of a risky position to be in. But you see that? They do have claws, and just like turtles, they lay eggs. Now let's look at the shell structure. As compared to a turtle, a tortoise has a much more domed shell structure, right? Turtles are streamlined. They have narrower shells that allow them to quickly move through the water. A tortoise doesn't go in the water. A tortoise just needs to be able to traverse over land.
Wow, so it sounds like tortoises are specialized for living on land. So is that the big difference?
That is, I would say, the biggest difference between most turtle species and tortoises is that tortoises are specialized for living on land. Now, you do have some land turtle species like the box turtle and the wood turtle, two of my favorites that live in the United States. However, tortoises, you'll never find them in the water, right? You're never gonna come across a pond and say, oh, there's a tortoise swimming around. Now, a tortoise may crawl into a puddle of water to drink and to cool itself off, but you'll never find them swimming. They're just kind of like, kind of submerged through like a giant tank.
Is she full? Nope.
Oh, she's never full. Well, I would definitely say that we learned a lot today, and that technically all tortoises are turtles. The thing that distinguishes a tortoise as a tortoise is that it is adapted for a life on land. And I can tell you this much, you never want to bring a tortoise to a salad buffet.
I think they could wipe out a salad bar in about 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, especially the Galapagos tortoise.
The turtle is an evolutionary phenomenon that has fascinated both children and adults since the dawn of mankind. And whether you think they are adorable, or scary, slimy, or scaly, I think there are two things we can all certainly agree upon. Turtles are one of the most unique animals on the planet, and I like turtles.
All right, today's gonna be a true adventure. We are going fishing for spiny lobsters, an animal I've never caught before, and it involves a rather unique challenge of snorkeling down to rock ledges to tickle them out of the rocks. Now, Christina, you have caught spiny lobsters before, correct?
Yeah, I have, but it took me a good few tries, I'm not gonna lie.
So, for the lobsters that get caught today, they're probably gonna be like, oh no, I'm gonna end up in hot water and butter. But in truth, they're gonna be released back into the wild. We're spiny lobster lovers, what can I say? So what is your role today in this lobster expedition?
My role today on this lobster expedition is the underwater cinematographer. I'm gonna put on my wetsuit, I'm gonna put on my snorkel, I'm gonna get in the water, I'm gonna get you guys getting the spiny tail lobsters.
Okay, so who do you think's gonna win in this challenge, me or Christina?
Absolutely Christina.
She is a native here. I think she's got the upper hand. I think she might even be a better swimmer than you.
I think the money's on me.
So Trent's wearing his pineapple swim trunks today, and who lives under the sea, Trent?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
And we got a lot of voice work. Mario, is there any special voice you can do?
I'm jumping in the water.
Fly, pelican, fly. Don't hit the seagull.
All right, opening drone shots. Important piece of any production. We're gonna get down to work. Fun time's over. Time to catch some lobsters. If ever there's a time to break out your lobster trunks, this would be it.
We're out here in the Florida Keys, man. We're gonna get some spiny lobsters. We're all about peace. We're not gonna eat them, we're just gonna showcase their beauty out here in the Florida Keys and all. Sometimes my hair gets in my eyes, but that's okay because I'm at peace with myself, you know?
Whoa, Mario, what are you doing?
Oh, shit. Catching lobsters probably sounds a lot easier than it really is. Getting yourself into the water, is the first trick. And to do that, all you really need are a couple of dive fins, a mask, and a snorkel. When it comes to actually capturing the bugs themselves, this is a tickle stick right here where you work it into the rocks, tickle the lobster out, and you scoop it up in the net. Most importantly are going to be your lobster gloves. These Kevlar babies right here will protect you against those backward turn spines. So hopefully today we'll manage to catch some spiny lobsters without getting ourselves barred. Well, this story just took a different turn. We've got eyes on two different lobsters. The problem is the giant swarm of moon jellies.
I've been living out here for 7 years and I've never seen moon jellies like this. It's brutal out there right now.
A lot harder than you guys thought, huh?
Yeah, we're getting destroyed by jellyfish. Just got nailed in the back of my neck. Ow! Oh, shoot.
Right now. You are surrounded right now.
It is a biological landmine swarm of jellyfish, man. Ow! Oh my gosh, my face on fire right now. My face went straight into a jellyfish, full on. Like I went in and I just saw the whole thing like that. I have so many jellyfish stings on my body right now, it feels like it's throbbing. Andrew has spotted a spiny lobster, but is wedged way down under a rock, and the problem is it's like 15 feet deep here, a lot harder to get down to, and we're surrounded by jellyfish. So what we're gonna do is switch up the story direction a little bit. Instead of us all being in the water at the same time, Christina and I are going to take turns diving down beneath the surface to see if we can get one of these lobsters out of the rocks. So we could keep moving, but Andrew says the jellies are going to be everywhere, which means if you got a lobster, you gotta go for it. So, a couple of stings, but we're gonna get our lobster. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3. Boom, you're going in first. Okay, I'll narrate from the surface. Good luck with the moon jellies.
Get it, Christina!
Mario and Christina just went down. I'm actually kind of rooting for her to get one on the first try because all we need is one lobster to present.
Andrew was great. He showed me where the lobster was, and I reached my hand in there, and it just scooted back into the crevice, and I just couldn't get it.
So second attempt, Christina's gonna try the net and the tickle stick method. If you stick your hand into the crevice, all the lobster's gonna do is go lock itself in tighter. You gotta remember, those backward turn spines work like grappling hooks to keep them in their crevices. So if you can get behind the lobster and get it to tickle out, then you got the chance to net it. Did you get it?
That was a layup.
Close. This is a lot of cardio, and I haven't been doing a lot of that.
You got this.
No? All right, I'm coming in.
Because it just keeps shooting back into these crevices.
I am up. This is my first attempt. I'm going to try with the net and the tickle stick. Christina made a solid effort. The good news is there's a lobster out in the open.
All right. And it's pink chunks. We got it!
Don't face it up. Turn it back over and wrap him. He's right here. I got him. He's on the move.
I see him.
You out of breath, Daddy? You got it, Christina!
I came in with a sneak. So this is a female spiny lobster, and she's holding eggs right now. So this is very important to keep her in the water and just really get her back to her home. This is one tough sport, I gotta tell you. And it took us multiple tries. Time to put her back. She's beautiful. She's very important to this reef system out here. And what a fun day.
here is our quick recap. It was an amazing day today out there trying to catch spiny lobster. I nearly had one in the net actually multiple times, and then on my second attempt I ran out of breath, and in between attempt number 2 and attempt number 3, Christina decided to come in and steal the show to make the hand catch. Now the lobster that we caught in the natural environment was a female, which means we needed to put her right back into the water. But I do have a spiny lobster here in front of us. This is a male that Andrew was kind enough to catch for us yesterday. First things first, I want to give you guys a demonstration of how the mouth works. I read a story recently about a man here in Florida who was lobster fishing, and as he was going for his lobster, actually grabbing it, it bit onto his finger, through a glove, and removed the top of his pinky. So we do know that they bite, and to demonstrate that, I'm sure you're all thinking, Coyote, stick your finger into this lobster's mouth. That I'm probably not going to do because I don't want the top of my pinky to come off. They have these serrated mouth parts that almost look like the shears of a scissor. Now I'm gonna take this baby carrot here and imagine that as my pointer finger. You get that into the mouth like this and like this, and all of a sudden, ooh, the top of your finger is coming off. The number one defense for these crustaceans is, of course, their spines. That's where they get the name. And this is where it gets a little risky. I'm gonna attempt to pick up this crustacean, and those backward turned spines are like little fish hooks. Now I wanna pick it up by its thorax, and it's probably not gonna be super happy about that, so let's see what happens. Yep, definitely super spiny. All right, let me give that a second attempt. I just gotta go for it and own it. Here we go. Whoa, that is a strong crustacean right there. Look at that guy. That is just an alien of the most bizarre design. Look at the underside of that arthropod. Now you notice it doesn't have big pinchers like its cousin, the American lobster up in Maine, which would be growing off the front here, and of course we've seen has pinched me in the past. The mouth part is actually right there in the middle. Now this one probably could give me a pretty good nip if I shoved my finger into the mouth, but when these things get bigger, remember they can grow to be nearly 15 pounds in weight. This one's less than a pound. That's a pretty big crustacean, so you can see why it was capable of taking off the tip of somebody's pinky finger. I'm not gonna stick my finger into this lobster's mouth, but you can see the real protection on this guy is these spines. Backward turned spikes so that when they lodge themselves underneath the rocks, they're like a grappling hook locked in place, and they're really difficult to pull out for any potential predator. Now, all of the muscle in this animal is here in the tail. And for those who eat lobsters, this is exactly what you're going for. But believe it or not, when these things get big enough, there's actually edible meat inside of the antenna. And I think, yep, he just popped a hole in my pinky finger right there. Thanks for that, buddy. Apparently there are also spines on the underside of the tail. Those are without question razor sharp. All right, I'm gonna set you down in the water for a second just to keep you hydrated. It's important to note that these lobsters can be out of the water for a considerable amount of time. And at this point, I have a few holes poked into my hand just from holding on to them. Remember, I've been underwater, so my skin's a little softer than it normally would be. When we want to answer the question, does it bite or does it sting? They certainly do not sting, even though it looks like something covered in spines that may be venomous. But no venom, no poison that comes with this crustacean. What you need to watch out for are the spines. However, it is capable of biting. Remember, my demonstration earlier with cutting the baby carrot, those are like serrated razor blades, and they can snip through even the shells of mollusks and other crustaceans. So this thing is a formidable predator when it needs to be, but in most instances, it ends up being a prey item. Ow, I just keep getting whacked by that tail, and every time I do, it's cutting little slices into my skin. Well, the good news for this lobster is that it's not going to end up in a boiling pot of water. But it was a challenge out here. I gotta say, anybody that's free diving down to catch one of these spiny lobsters, it's a much more difficult task than one might think. So at this point, we're gonna get this bizarre looking crustacean back into the wild, and we're gonna call it a very successful day. All right, time to get you back into the ocean. In the past, I have made the attempt to get up close with a red fox. While filming our epic Wolverine episode, I worked alongside Steve Kroschel, who owns and operates a renowned wildlife sanctuary that is home to a number of native Alaskan species, including this adorable little canine. Nonetheless,
getting a fox to sit still for the cameras is nearly impossible.
Hey, Lupin, come on back here.
Today we are on location at the Everglades Outpost. This rehabilitation facility provides medical care and treatment to sick or injured animals. And they currently have a resident red fox named Swiper, who will provide me with a second chance at getting this sly creature up close for the cameras.
All right, guys, so we've seen this scenario before. Coyote Peterson getting into an enclosure with a fox. Last time, it didn't go so well. Although the video was adorable, I didn't manage to get real up close and personal with the animal. So today, we're gonna hang out with Swiper. Now, he is a rescue, and from what I'm told, he loves to play. So if you guys are ready, let's enter and see if we can get up close, finally, with the red fox. Hi, Swiper. There you are. All right, guys, come on in. Look at you, up on the platform. Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Oh. Okay, so far, so good. I just touched noses with the fox. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. I just wanna give Swiper a minute to get acclimated to me being in here and the cameras being in here. All right, come on up here. You wanna come up and play? You wanna hang out? Come on up, come on up. Wow, much, much different than when we tried to work with the baby fox in Alaska. Let's see, can I give you a little head scratch? Oh, there we go. Now, the red fox is the largest of the fox species and one of the most widespread canines in the world. You can find them on almost every continent. Oh, what do you smell? What do I smell? Do I smell good? You wanna get inside my vest? You wanna get in there? She's very curious right now. I got a little something up my sleeve too. There's a guarantee that this episode was gonna go according to plan. Oh, she's trying to eat my hat. Yeah, that's leather, isn't it? Okay, let's see if we can get a belly rub going here. Oh, that's nice, huh? Look at how handsome that fox is. Now, the red fox, despite being called the red fox, can come in various different colors. From this beautiful copper red color to even white and almost silver. Oh, she got the Mario. That's not the first time that's happened again. This is a very common thing. Animals, for some reason, love the microphone muffs. And now Swiper has literally swiped the microphone muff. As you can see, he's got some other little toys in here. You know, Swiper, we're gonna need that back, buddy. We're gonna need that back. It kind of matches your tail. It looks like a little silver fox. No, don't eat the rubber. Here, let me just go ahead and take that back from him. Listen to that. He's like, that's my toy. He does need another mic. He does not want to give that microphone Fluffy back. Now, I would imagine that he is thinking, okay, maybe it's a squirrel. As we know, red foxes are incredible hunters, voracious predators. They primarily feast on rodents, but even something the size of a rabbit is fair game. And I have a feeling that microphone muffs aren't exactly high in protein.
Go get it.
Aren't exactly high in protein, but let me get it. He really does not want to give it back. There we go. Let's take a look at the leaping ability. Watch this. Okay, right. There you go.
Are we gonna just not acknowledge the giant zebra behind you?
There is a zebra. Well, yeah, there's also a zebra right there. Now, we are working today at the Everglades Outpost, which is a wildlife sanctuary for rescued and rehabilitating animals. And Swiper is actually one of those animals. Now, Swiper was raised in captivity, but unfortunately his owner got to the point where he wasn't able to take care of Swiper anymore, and he ended up here. The red fox does not make a good pet. Now, while they are very gregarious, they will oftentimes scent mark all over a house. They love to dig, they love to rip things up. And what you guys can't actually smell through the camera right now is there's a very distinct musky type odor in this enclosure. Almost like the musk of a skunk or wolverine, even though foxes are not related to mustelids. Marky's coming up next to you there.
I see that.
They do constantly scent mark, and it has a very strong, pungent smell in here. Definitely not something that you would want the inside of your house to smell like.
I'd say like a tinge of a skunk.
Yeah, it's like a skunk meets a bad fart, maybe a wet boot. It's okay in the moment, but you definitely wouldn't want your bedroom smelling like a red fox. Let's see. Okay, look at this. Mario, go ahead and point at Swiper's tail here. Look at the tail. Can I look at your tail? I just want to see your tail. It's so bushy. It's the bushiest tail ever. What I love about the fox is how its tail is almost as fluffy as its body. And in the winter when it gets cold, as they nestle down in their den, they will actually wrap their body in that tail to keep themselves warm. Come here. I know. Let's see. Let me see. Come here. Oh, gosh. Why did you take that microphone muff from me?
Swiper really didn't want to give that up.
Swiper did not want to give that up. Let's see. What do you got here? Is that your duck? Swiper, look, it's a duck. Come here.
Hey, what are you doing? Swiper. What's that? Is that fox talk?
Yeah, they make these, they have so many different vocalizations. Squeaks, chirps, little barks. The fox is one of the most vocal of any canine species.
Just kind of hanging out behind me, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, here, what if I turn like this and you come right here? Let's see. Let me see. Well, I will say this much, I am having a much better experience, a much closer relationship with this fox than we were with the baby fox in Alaska. Here she comes, Lupin. She's very excited to have us in here. Come here, you. Oh yeah, get my arm, get it. He's really trying to get my hat. There we go, get the arm bite going. Just playful bites. Oh, there we go. We'll get you the belly rub there. Wow. Let's see, you want to come inside my vest? What's in there, huh? What is it? What is it? What is it? You want to get onto my back?
Getting a back rub?
This actually feels great. This is a back scratch from a red fox, and it's probably valuable to note that foxes are incredible diggers. They will oftentimes dig burrows to live in. They can also dig little mice or voles out from the ground. And if it lives in your house, it will definitely dig holes in your couch, which again is another reason that the red fox does not make a good pet. The red fox is an extremely elusive animal. Oftentimes you'll find them in residential areas. They come out and primarily search for hunting or foraging for food at night. Every once in a while, you're lucky enough to see a fox. I've only seen a handful of them my entire life. Look at you. I know, you're so cute. So cute. There we go. Trying to bite at my watch. Very sharp claws, perfect for digging. Little black paws, perfect for walking over the top of snow. And unlike wolves and coyotes, they do not have a pack mentality. You'll often notice that foxes are completely solitary. Ow, the only time that you will see foxes together is actually during breeding season, or if it's a mother taking care of kits.
And those are happy sounds right there.
Those are happy sounds, yeah. She's just playing. You see those little bites there? Just playful bites. Okay, I gotcha. Well, how cool is this? I finally managed to get up close with the red fox. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Whoa, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, Swiper, we'll see you later, buddy. The red fox is a seldomly seen predator that does its best to avoid human interaction. If you get the chance to see one in the wild, your encounter will likely be nothing more than a fleeting moment. So consider the sighting something special, because getting up close with a fox is much more difficult than you may think. Tell you what, guys, nothing brings in the red fox like a little bit of pocket bacon.
You cheater!
Leftovers from breakfast works every time.